And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Robin Hood and Bigfoot running through the forest. Doodly-alla-doodly day. All right, Robin Hood vs. Bigfoot is in the Unmatched series. So Unmatched, I've already done a review of that this week, where you can take a look at the base set, where it's a character versus a character. And there's already King Arthur, Alice in Wonderland, Sinbad, and Medusa. Now we add to the mix Robin Hood and Bigfoot, some more legendary creatures. This is a complete standalone two-player game, so you can play just these two characters against each other, but you can also mix them with the other four characters, and now you have 6 characters to pick from. Everything is completely compatible. If you want to see my thoughts on the game, which are woo, you can go check out that review. This, I'm just going to be taking a look at what's in this set, talk a little bit about these characters and my thoughts on them. Here we go. Okay, so here are the two different characters in this set. We have Bigfoot and Robin Hood. Now, Bigfoot's pretty strong, 16, and then the Jackalope, who works with him, is 6. Robin Hood is weaker with 13, but has 4 outlaws with him. Robin Hood is ranged attack, everything else is melee. So that's actually a pretty big weakness that Bigfoot has, is that he's kind of restricted to melee. But we're not going to let that weakness bother us too much. He can move 3. He has several of these cards in the deck that are 6 attacks. Or this one here, if you won the combat, do 1 damage to each person next to him. He also has some cool any attacks here. Momentous shift here. If you move somehow, if you start to turn a different space, this card becomes a 5 instead. If you can cancel effects on your opponent's card. Hoax I like a lot. You can move through your opponent's spaces as you move. And here I can move Bigfoot again through spaces. This is a very specific one as opposed to the Hoax. And then the Jackalope. So you have more maneuverability with Bigfoot. Not to mention at the end of your turn, if there's no opposing fighters in his zone, you draw a card. So that's kind of helpful. But Bigfoot's basic use in this game is just sheer strength. Robin Hood, of course, has the ranged, and I believe this is the biggest ranged card in the game currently, a 5 attack. But Robin Hood's all about drawing cards. Draw a card, pick an opponent. They can discard a card. If they don't, draw another card. Draw a number of cards equal to the amount of damage you dealt, and it's a 4 attack. Draw 2 cards after combat. If your fighter is adjacent to an opposing fighter, draw a card. Draw a card, but then a defeated outlaw can come back. Again, since his guys are only 1 hit point each, there is a chance that they can come back. And after you attack, you can move your attacking fighter 2 spaces. So Robin Hood can shoot and then get out of the way. So really, if Bigfoot, in this particular set, if Bigfoot gets close to Robin Hood, he can really nail him, right? Robin Hood's goal is to stay away from him, keep shooting, and try to take Bigfoot out beforehand. But they also fit in well with the rest of the creatures. Hey, 2 more boards are included in this. So we have the Sherwood Forest board here, which is kind of a circular running around, but then you can run through the paths. And then on the other side, we have the Yukon here, which has kind of an interesting middle area that you can kind of get stuck in here. It's kind of an interesting loop inside a loop. But they both look nice. I should also mention, as with the other games, this has some very nice plastic insert to put everything in, Bigfoot and Robin Hood. Also, I want to take a quick look at the miniatures. The Bigfoot miniature is one of my favorite miniatures it's my favorite miniature in this game, but it's one of my favorite miniatures, period. And then Robin Hood looks pretty good too, but let's forget about Robin Hood. Let's take a look at Bigfoot. Ooh. This set fits really, not flawlessly is a pretty strong word, but it fits flawlessly in with the other games with the other characters, right? I can play Robin Hood versus King Arthur, Robin Hood versus Medusa, Bigfoot versus Alice, which is a fun matchup. And I like these 2 characters. I don't know that I like them necessarily any better than the originals. I don't know that they're any cooler, although they feel unbalanced. Of course, if you're playing against him, that's my thing about this game. The character you're playing against feels unbalanced. I mean, Bigfoot is strong, but he's not, he has to get to you. Robin Hood has some really cool maneuverability. Of the 2 in this set, Bigfoot is my favorite, although I still think I like Alice, and her switching back and forth from the original set is probably my favorite character in the game. But this is cool. Now, this is not as exciting for me on a personal level to get first. Like, this is a good 2-player game, and it's a nice price point for a small game here. But I would prefer to get the one with 4 characters first. So I look at this, for me, as an expansion, but realize it is a 2-player game. So you could get this if you want to try to system out. Just realize there's not so much variety. With the other game, you can say, I'm going to play Alice versus King Arthur. I'm going to play Alice versus Medusa. I'm going to play Alice versus, Sinbad. Here you can play Robin Hood versus Bigfoot, and that's it. But once you add this to the other one, woof, then the combinations get even more so, and more, because I'm sure more expansions are coming as standalone games. Really like this a lot. Fantastic, a cool addition to the game. Robin Hood and Bigfoot and the Jackalope. Dice Tower Judgment approved.